So Merrell, as many of you would already be aware, makes hiking footwear and shoes that are aimed at the outdoors. So on the same sole which they have on their hiking boots, they've also designed a military boot. So this is the Merrell Moab 3. It's a US 11.5, a UK 11, and a EU 46. It's the Merrell Moab 3, side zip and waterproof. So this is how the boots came. They do look brand new, but there are no tags, which is strange. On brand new boots, there should always be tags. I don't see any tags on these. So I'm just fearful that these aren't factory seconds, because then that would mean that there is some manufacturing defect with the boot also. So apart from the tags, on first sight, it doesn't look that there is anything wrong with the boot. But yes, the right shoe does not sit flat on ground, it is rocking, which is less than ideal. The left one is okay, it doesn't rock, this one rocks. So I hope that the sole is not malformed and will be able to correct itself when I wear them for some time, because if it keeps rocking, it might end up giving me some amount of knee pain. But apart from that, none of the threads are coming loose, so which is always a good sign. I don't like this rocking motion. Okay, so that is one thing. Now coming on to the sole of the boots. Merrell, as I've already had the Merrell Moab 2 before this, it had a more basic design. I think this portion of the boot more or less was similar on the Merrell Moab 2 also, but the height was slightly lesser, and the design in the shaft of the boot was more simple, which I actually had come to like, because if it is simple, it doesn't break down easily. So this has got more happening on the upper shaft of the boot. The outsole is quite similar. I think there are any very minute differences, if there are any. It's got a Vibram sole. It's got some Vibram branding also underneath, and it's got a very fairly spread out pattern on the outsole, so it doesn't hold on to any pebbles or mud, quite similar to the Moab 2. And also the edges are all slanting, so I found that boots which have got vertical edges in the tread pattern generally will hold on to small pebbles, but any boot which has got slanted edges on the outsole will not hold on to stones, so which is a good thing. Then the midsole is actually quite thick, and also the main reason for most of the comfort of the boot, and these are going to be comfortable, at least because of the midsoles. And then thirdly, on the inside, they have a EVA insole also. They have a insole which says comfort based technology on the inside. So I think these are going to be quite comfortable. I don't think there should be a problem in terms of comfort. I just hope that this rocking motion I don't feel it when I'm walking or wearing the boot. So it's got a 3-layer sole, and these boots, Merrell boots, generally I found are quite comfortable. And also the thickness on the sole is quite decent. I think this would have at least an inch of height, if that is what you're interested in. So the heel has at least about an inch of height. The outsole does come slightly high on the upper, which is always good. And similarly, in the rear also, it does come quite high on the upper of the boot, which is always good. So it keeps the upper free from abrasion to that extent at least. Then coming on to the upper of the boot, this part is a rubber rand, Because of the color, it looks quite similar to the leather, but this part is a rubber band on the toe, and the rest of the cage for the foot is all leather. So this is all leather, and in between the leather then there is this mesh with this honeycomb pattern, which is all synthetic. So this mesh is all synthetic, then there is leather, and then there is a rubber band up front. At the base also, this part feels rubberized. So this is also rubber, and the rest of the boot is all leather. In the shaft of the boot, this part feels like synthetic cloth and is much softer than the rest of the boot. This probably is there for flexion, which is a good design feature if they've designed it this way, because a lot of flexion happens in this area. So this part it doesn't look as long lasting, also it doesn't feel that long lasting because this is softer material. The rest of the boot does feel that it will going to last. Coming on to the laces are synthetic standard laces, nothing wrong with these laces. I think these are exactly the same laces which are there on the Moab 2 also. So decent laces, and then they've got these feel like plastic eyelets, so they've got plastic eyelets on the rest of the boot, and the upper is speed lacing. So once you've got this part tied up, you can just quickly pull on this and it will come done pretty fast. On the side they've given a zipper also with velcro, so it's a YKK zipper with plastic teeth. So they've given a YKK zipper with plastic teeth, and on the inside is also this piece of cloth to keep debris out. But I don't think that this is waterproof cloth. The box said that these are waterproof boots. Yes. So this brown cloth, which is almost this height is all brown cloth. So this is just mesh, soft mesh to help you breathe. And on the inside, from this height, is a dark colored cloth or a bootie, which is for the rest of the boot. So I'm guessing the boot will be waterproof till this height, where that dark cloth bootie is on the inside, and then on the upper is just standard brown mesh for some amount of breathability. The waterproofing on this has to be tested. I haven't in fact tested the waterproofing on the Moab 2 also, but I'm guessing that these should be okay. And plus, I am not too big a fan of absolute waterproof boots, because water does tend to get inside any boots that you wear, and if they are absolutely waterproof boots, then once the water is inside, it doesn't dry out fast. Also, if these are waterproof boots, there is a lot of perforations on the leather, as can be seen here and here also. Generally, perforations are designed into the boot for breathability. On the inside also, I find perforations. So if it is designed for breathability, then these can't be waterproof. Okay, so these are waterproof boots. It has some branding for waterproofing. It has a small tag which is shown inside here. These are waterproof boots. On the inside, on the tag, it says again the sizing information: USA 11.5, UK 11, EU 46. It's a medium last, not a wide last, and it's got a genuine leather upper. So I'm right, all this is leather. The cage for your feet is all leather. This is rubber band, this is also rubber band. All this is synthetic, but the main cage, all this part is all leather. And leather is quite okay because it does tend to give a lot of strength to the boot. And again, these are made in India. So the previous one which I had, the Moab 2, at least the batch which I had, were made in Cambodia. These are made in India, but I find them quite similar. I just hope that there is nothing wrong here. I'll have to try these out. So these are the Merrell Moab 3, the latest from the Merrell lineup.